food, water, fuel were used as a weapon. Hospitals, schools, and other vital infrastructures were destroyed with a pretext of self-defense, despite the fact that self-defense cannot be undertaken as a pretext by an occupation force. And this is a genocide committed by Israel.
So as the war rages on in Gaza, as Israel keep on bombing the hell out of Gaza and Gazians, the Arab states are meeting in Qatar to try to come up with a kind of a proposal or solution to the conflict. And I just have a lot of things to say about all this. And I just kept doubting why things have gone the way they have gone. But before I share my thoughts about all this, let's just watch the video first.
This summit is convened amid the unprecedented humanitarian catastrophe as a result of the aggression under which the Palestinian people are reeling, namely our brothers in Gaza. The occupied Palestinian territories, all the political, ethical, and humanitarian values have been violated by the crimes committed by the Israeli occupation forces and the crimes against humanity. Unfortunately, despite the fact that the magnitude of crime has been exposed and grassroots people took to the streets, many find it too much for the Palestinians to seek a ceasefire. It is a disgrace on the international community to allow this heinous crime to continue for more than 2 months, where systematic and purposeful killing against innocent unarmed civilians continue, including women and children. Entire families and households were wiped out of the civil register. The already frail infrastructure were destroyed. Wood, food, water, fuel were used as a weapon. Hospitals, schools, and other vital infrastructures were destroyed with a pretext of self-defense, despite the fact that self-defense cannot be undertaken as a pretext by an occupation force. And this is a genocide committed by Israel. The massacres perpetrated by the Israeli occupation forces against the Gaza and the Gazans deepen the sentiment of injustice and absence of international legitimacy.
When I see what is going on in Palestine and when I see how Palestinians are suffering, I ask myself one question. What are all the other Arab nations doing? What are all the so-called Islam or people of Islam doing? What are those people who share the same belief, the same culture, the same tradition with Palestinians? What are they doing? Shouldn't they be the first people to really stand up for the Palestinians? Shouldn't they be the first people to really champion this Palestinian cause? It's so strange, right? It's so strange to see things unfolding like this. If someone burned the Quran or said anything against Prophet Muhammad, not that I'm saying people should do that. People shouldn't do that. Nobody should toy with other people's religion and belief. Don't do it. It's so poor of you. But what I'm saying is, if someone did that, you see the way the Muslim community will unite and cast out that person. If someone were to burn the Quran, you will see the way Muslim countries will unite. Some of them will even go as far as to break up all relationship with the country that that person is from. They will not take it. Some of them will boycott all the goods from the country that that person committed the so-called atrocities or the crime. So how come they are not uniting behind Palestinians? How come they are not championing the Palestinian cause? Isn't it the responsibility of your own brother to come to your rescue before people from the outside? Isn't it but normal that your own family will come to your aid when you are in problem before people from your community, before your neighbors? Isn't that but normal? The only area where I find the same thing or similar thing happening is in Africa. Africa is as disunited as the Middle East. Africa is everyone for themselves. Unity doesn't exist among African countries. And that has been Africa's biggest problem, because the Westerners, aka France and Britain, has used this small weakness to exploit the continent. You will hardly see two African countries agree on anything. No, you hardly see that. They are so disagreeable. So disagreeable. And with that, it's easy for outsiders to influence them, to infiltrate them, and to cause confusion among them. Example, when NATO was about to invade Libya, African leaders sat there and watched. And understand, when it comes to Libya and Morocco and Tunisia, sometimes they consider themselves as part of the Arab nations or part of the Middle East rather than Africa. And they are from time to time said so, that they are more like Middle Eastern more than Africa. It's their take. But my point is, geographically, they are in Africa. And when NATO, with the support of America, under the leadership of Barack Obama, was about to invade Libya, what did the other African countries do? They sat there and watched. They sat there and watched Libya being ruined. They sat there and watched Muammar Gaddafi being tortured and killed like a common rat or dog. And do not get me wrong, Muammar Gaddafi was no saint. He had his own skeleton in his cupboard. That is for sure. He was no saint. But my problem is, unity was very important. No matter what we go through, we shouldn't let outsiders come in and destroy things for us. We shouldn't let outsiders come in and infiltrate us. We shouldn't let outsiders come in and set confusion among us. Another case in point in Africa, the countries in the Sahel, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, are kicking out or have kicked out the French. They have cited that since France came into the country or into their countries to help fight jihadist movement, they have seen a rise of jihadist activities, and that the length of time France has been in the country, nothing has really changed. Instead, things have gotten from bad to worse. And there was no need having French forces in the country when things aren't getting better. What was the point? So they told France to leave. And it wasn't easy for France to leave because France refused to leave. France said they were not going to leave. And they even went as far as challenge the authority in Niger. But due to pressure and persistence from the Nigerians, they had to go. They had no choice but to leave. And you know what's happening right now? Countries in the Gulf of Guinea are now collecting aid from the same people that Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso kicked out. You can see the disunity among the people. It's the same thing happening in the Middle East. Arab nations in the Middle East do not care about Palestine. They do not even care about the Palestinians. As far as their country are in peace, that is the most important thing to them. Whatever happens to the Palestinians, they don't care. And that was why they started making deals and building collaboration and trying to build up ties with Israel, knowing fully well that there is an ongoing issue between Israel and Palestine. None of them care about that. But you guys out there, let me hear your take on this. Do you think that the Arab nations or the Gulf nations have done enough for the Palestinians? Can they really stand tall and say we did our best for the Palestinians? Shouldn't they do more? Or shouldn't they be championing the Palestinian cause? Share that thought and opinions with us in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And please kindly like this video, share this video, follow this channel, because that helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you.